This is the 2025 Kia Carnival, and there's been some updates not just on the exterior but also in the interior, and even more safety has been added, which is great because this vehicle may look like a minivan, but it's not. It's actually an MPV, a people mover, or an SUV. So if you're thinking about an SUV and you want all the goodies, the technology, the safety, and the space, you certainly want to take a look at the Carnival because it is a lot of fun. Pardon the pun. Let's start off with the front end. You'll notice that LED headlights have changed, much like that of the EV9. There's also changes to that front grille, which again is an upgrade and makes it look much like its electric vehicle sister, which is a 3-row SUV. There are 5 trim levels that are available in the Kia Carnival, and that is the LX, LXS, EX, SX, and SX Prestige, which is our top trim level, which is what we're showing you here today. So all the goodies that you can get, all the features, all the options, we'll be showing you. Of course, if you buy the lower trim levels, less of those will be available. Our test vehicle rides on 19-inch alloy wheels. There are other options. This one is black, which looks really nice with this gray color, which is a very popular color for this year. There is a blackout trim available on the SX Dark Edition and the SX Prestige. A panoramic sunroof is optional. One other detail that's much like the electric sister car of this is this lower trim, which is again an upgrade. So when people think this is a minivan, it's because of the way the door opens. Much like that of a minivan, which also makes it great for getting in and out of parking spots that are tight, especially if you've got children or they're getting to school or to games or whatever it is you're taking your family, or if you're carpooling. Now the second row is very special, and we'll get to that in just a minute, so make sure you stay for that. Upper roof rails are black. There's also a panoramic glass roof. This vehicle is the size of an SUV, although again, it may look like a minivan, but it is not a minivan, even though all the minivan competitors do compete with this vehicle. We'll talk about that in just a second. Warranty, much like that of other Kias, is 10 years, 100,000 miles. There is no scheduled maintenance that is included. Coming around to the back, Kia has listened to me, listened to you, and has tucked that rear wiper blade up underneath this upper wing that has a camera as well as a third brake light. And the reason you want that upper blade tucked up underneath is because it gets wear when it's sitting here on the back of the glass. It's also better for aerodynamics. And the cost of those little wiper blades that go on the rear glass, they're very expensive. So having them hidden here protects them. And this is something that's part of the new design for Kia. Thank you, Kia, for listening to us. LED taillights across the back. Kia logo here. This has the dark Carnival logo. You can get it in chrome as well. And HEV because this is a hybrid. Again, there's a gas version also. We'll look under the hood in just one second. But first I want to show you the cargo space. When it comes to cargo space, there is 40.2 cubic feet of storage with the third row up. Fold down that second row and you're at 86.9 cubic feet of storage. Fold down all 3 rows if you do not have the captain's chairs that are the full reclining seats. Then you are up to 145.1 cubic feet of storage. It's important to note there is a manual liftgate that is standard and the hands-free liftgate is optional. One thing to note is that this is a low liftover, but it is a very deep drop down when it comes to the third row. Let me just put this cargo cover that comes with it here, as well as a snow brush, and you'll see that it is quite deep when it comes to this cavernous area behind the third row, which means you can have 7 or 8 people in the vehicle, plus cargo space here and even on the roof rack. In the rear, there is a 12-volt outlet as well as a wall outlet, which is really good if you're tailgating, camping, or just need to keep that cooler charged. The Kia Carnival seats 7 or 8 people. And it has an optional second row lounge chair, which cannot be removed or stored in the floor, but it is the coolest place to be. And the second row will be where your kids will fight to sit. It also has available side flex seating system, which gives you all the flexibility for whoever needs to ride in this vehicle. The SX Prestige trim level comes with leather upholstery and can be ordered with reclining second row seats that have pop-up footrests. I do also like the dark blue and cream colored interior. It's very classy. The second row is where your kids are going to want to be. Not just because of the comfortable seating, not just because of the footrest, because there's 14.6-inch screens that have USB connections for charging. You can connect up your Game Boys, whatever it is to keep the kids or the adults entertained in the second row. The footrests are fabulous. And if you set the seat all the way back, which will crowd the third row, you will get the most comfortable seating in the house, even more comfortable than the driver's seat. Standard in the Carnival is a 12-inch infotainment screen, but the dual screen is available on the upgraded trim levels. There are two 12.3-inch screens with a voice assistant that's integrated. Bose audio system is also available in a 12-speaker format. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard for this vehicle. There are 7 USB-C charge ports and 2 regular power outlets, as well as wireless charging, which would be nice if there was a second wireless charger here, but it's just here on the right side. Rear entertainment system adds 2 14.6-inch monitors. The center screen is easy to use, has all the settings that you would need. You can do heated, ventilated, as well as heated seats, including on the second row, which is really a nice feature. There's also a passenger second and third row viewing camera. If the kids are causing trouble in the second or third row, you can tell them to stop it. You will see them as well as hear them. Hybrid charging is here on the right side, as well as the clock, compass, passenger talk, which I really like, especially with little kids, a nice little feature. The around view camera is crystal clear and really good for seeing what's going on around you, especially in a vehicle of this size. The steering wheel has all of your audio controls on the left side, as well as paddle shifters, which you probably won't use. All of your wipers and lights are on the stalks. On the right side, you'll have your safety features, as well as a way to page through the different screens that are in front of you on your digital screen. Of course, you can also go up and down and go through different information. One of the things that Kia and Hyundai offer, as well as Genesis and no other brand offers, is my favorite safety feature, the blind spot camera, giving you the ability to see what's going on around you. It is one of the best features I have ever seen, and I cannot believe that other people do not offer it. It's shocking to me because, honestly, this is a selling point that is huge for the Kia and Hyundai brands. Below the center screen, of course, is your vented system, nice and horizontal, nice clean lines. I do like the navy blue with the cream, very nicely designed. Below your ventilation is your climate control and your home button, as well as other buttons. Now, I'm very comfortable with this, not everyone is. You press this in order to get the climate control, and you press this for those buttons that you want on your center screen. They also change all of the other buttons. You'll see this becomes your temperature. Press that, it becomes your volume. I know it's frustrating for some people, but you get very used to it and very comfortable with it. In some of the vehicles, they have changed it. I personally have no issue with it, but some people do. So again, something you have to play with to decide if it's okay for you. There's your wireless charging. Your shifter is here, 2 cup holders that are really nice sized. Parking brake, drive modes, and auto hold. Your drive modes are Smart, Eco, and Sport. If you're not sure which mode, use the Smart mode. It'll give you the best of all worlds. Further back is a very clean heated and ventilated system here. It is illuminated, so if you want heated or ventilated, 3-stage, very nicely done. 2-stage heated steering wheel, park assist, that gives you to your camera, and then for the passenger side. There's additional storage here in front of the glove box, which is a huge glove box, very deep, very large, and it's padded, which is really nice. Further back, you've got 2 cup holders. Under the hood of the Kia Carnival is a standard 3.5-liter V6 engine with 287 horsepower. There's also an optional 242 horsepower turbocharged hybrid engine that has a 0 to 60 time of around 7 seconds. Towing capacity is 3,500 pounds. All Kia Carnivals are front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is not an option or available at all on the full lineup. We are test driving the hybrid, although there is a gas engine that is available if you prefer that. Again, that's a personal choice. You should test drive both of them and find out which one works best for you. I really like the top of the line SX Prestige. The reason I do is, starting with these blind spot cameras, which you can get on the mid and higher trim levels. And the reason I like it is it's very easy to drive over something or hit something. Parking, anything, a curb, cause wheel damage, all of that is possible. And you can avoid that by having these cameras. And they're also really good when you're on the highway and you're changing lanes. This is one of those things you sometimes don't see someone is hanging out in your blind spot, because that always happens. When you put on that turn signal, you can then see them, and that will keep you safer on the road. And of course, you're hauling a lot of people here, either 7 or 8, like I said. So it's one of those things you want to make sure that you're driving as safely as possible. When it comes to safety, there are 70 different safety features that are available. Some of them are new to this vehicle, such as lane centering and adaptive cruise control. Again, these are things that you can buy up, and you get them with the higher trim levels as well. I like the drive of this vehicle. That's one of the things I've always liked about the Carnival. You get that control of the road, but you also get that comfortable ride that you would get in a minivan. So you get the combination of both. And I don't think any other manufacturer is doing that. When you're looking at a Siena or an Odyssey, it's a minivan. It essentially is a long car. But when you're driving the Carnival, you're at that higher seating position. And so it gives you that SUV feel. It also gives you really nice balance. Of course, you got plenty of storage, enough storage like any large size SUV, but you're also getting a nice ride. So again, you're getting the mix of both. You don't get that in too many vehicles. There's very few SUVs that ride like a car. Many of them drive like an SUV, like a truck, essentially, because of what's underneath them, depending upon which vehicle you're buying and which models and trim levels. Of course, those are all going to make a big difference. Brakes are nice, firm, grippy, but not too much. That's also important. And the fuel economy is really good, especially in the hybrid. We've been driving this around for a week. We're getting a combined of about 25 miles to the gallon ballpark. That's not bad, considering what you're getting. So whether you're dropping your kids off at school, you're carpooling to work, you're just going on a road trip, the Carnival is an excellent option to consider. And it's funny because I think people think, oh, minivans, yuck. This is not a minivan. Remember that. It's an MPV, which is a multiple people transport vehicle. I don't know. Everyone's got their initials. But the fact is that they're trying to stay away from that minivan name. It's got a really good pickup. The hybrid really does nicely. Look at that. It absorbs all the bumps and undulations in the road. That's really a plus because the roads around New York State are not so great. Again, my favorite feature, that camera. That camera. There are quite a few competitors available in this category, and you might think minivan, and if you are, it's Toyota Siena, the Honda Odyssey, the Volkswagen ID.Buzz, and the Chrysler Pacifica. Those are minivans, but this really competes with a lot of SUVs. So if you're thinking about an SUV or maybe a minivan, this is certainly one of the vehicles you want to consider. That's why they call it a people mover. Now, there are some pros and cons. I really like the stylish exterior, some of the upgrades to the safety, the technology, fantastic. And if you're thinking about a vehicle to own for long term, this is certainly a brand to consider because Kia and Hyundai are the only ones that offer that 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And they're very reliable, built here in the USA also, which is a major plus. In addition, I like the refined ride, the easy handling, and everything that you would think of in an SUV. You get the best of both worlds here when it comes to the Carnival. On the negative side, well, there's no all-wheel drive, so I do find that to be a problem if you live in the upper half of the country or you prefer all-wheel drive. Also, that the second row seats, if you buy those really cool VIP chairs, well, they don't remove and they don't fold flat. That may not be an issue for you depending upon what your lifestyle is, but the price point is where it's a sweet spot. Starting at $36,800, you can get into the entry-level Carnival, loaded up like our test vehicle, and you're at $51,000. That is a little bit more expensive, but you are getting a lot of value for your money, especially if you're going to own it for the long term. Now, if you have any additional questions about the 2025 Kia Carnival, start them down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. All the links and how to reach us are down below. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Check out the Kia Carnival. It's a pretty cool vehicle. Thanks so much for watching. I'm LaurenFix.